Millennials and Gen Z wondering why politicians don't represent young people while being like this when it's time to register to vote. Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics. I once matched with a guy, and when I messaged him he said bye. So I asked him why he matched with me, and he said to remind single mothers like you to lower your standards. Like, sir, how uncalled for. Oh my god. When the boomer salesperson at the mattress store tells you, a renting millennial, about the house he and his wife own. On what planet? I'm a millennial, and if I thought any of my friends had this much cash saved, I would rob them myself. 1 in 6 millennials have $100,000 saved. Here's how much you should have at every age. I don't know what millennial needs to hear this, but throw away the box your phone came in. You don't need it. You will never need it. I regret to inform you that my brain will think it's the year 2000 until the day I die, when is 30 years ago. 1970. How long ago were the 90s? 10 years ago. Thank you for your understanding in this matter. Plastic crock pot liners are millennials' lead paint. Me full of microplastics. My dad full of asbestos. My grandfather full of lead. Not letting their child starve to doubt. Boomers. Is this good parenting? Millennials, I don't understand Gen Z aesthetics. Millennials in 2006. Gen Z entering the workforce while the economy is heading into a recession. Millennials. First time. Millennials at the start of the century. Also them 20 years. 3 once in a lifetime economic crisis and 2 pandemics later, reading about some monkeypox disease spreading now while World War III is brewing. Finish millennials on a self-organized nature survival camp. Painted on location. 2020. Accurate representation of every millennial and Gen Z. Why is being alive so expensive? I'm not even having a good time. Crown virus. Millennials embracing dealt. Boomers dying from crown virus. Millennials surviving. Dude, I've never made it to this level before. I have no idea what to do. Go outside and play. Boomers. Millennials when they think about Gen Z. BB. Why is millennial humor so weird? Comedy that appeals to young people can be surreal and dark, and completely meaningless. 1 minus 1 equals 0. I use the 1 to destroy the 1. In 2019, there will be flying cars and an advanced society. 2019. 27-year-old man wants to sue his parents for giving birth to him without his consent. Happy 10th birthday, son. Here's a rat. Now go into the woods and fight some strangers. And don't come back until you've explored the whole continent. Slap. This is basically the plot of Pokemon. Yo dude, you ready to G? You left my weights out. Yes, so? Where's the catnip, Butch? Oh no, I overslept. Shut. I'm feeling kinda good today. Sorry I'm late. Millennials looking for a house in the city be like, oh wow, windows. I don't think I can afford this place. Teacher, what's so funny? Me, Dwayne the Doc Johnson. My coworker is getting married. She said that she didn't realize how expensive changing her last name is. Her and her husband decided if they are going to spend money to have last names changed, they will choose something they both want. Their new last name will be Nighthawk. Life bad, dying good. Millennials. Millennials, I want to die. Me, just kill yourself. My goodness, what an idea, why didn't I think of that? I'm once again asking, what can be said about millennials that hasn't already been said about toxic waste? Never has a generation so diligently documented themselves accomplishing so little. Luke Bryan and Brad Paisley, you can buy dirt. Boomers. Millennials. The latest in tiny homes for millennials. Never too small. Zombie apocalypse. As portrayed in reality. Boomer humor. I hate my wife. Gen Z humor. I hate my life. Millennia humor. Cornflake. Gen Z. Boomers. Millennials. Gen X. Millennial. Gen Z. Gen X. What about my side part? I promise you there are only a million things wrong with this car. I'll take it then. Boomer humor, I hate my wife. Millennial humor, I hate my life. Gen Alpha humor, mute button. Food lines and hardship under socialism. Western millennials, wealth and prosperity under capitalism. How many millennials does it take to change a light bulb? None. The light bulb now identifies as a flower vase, and you are being charged with a hate chime. I just found out that millennials can be called echo boomers. Okay, echo boomer. Silence millennial. I'm too busy watching Shrek 2 on Hulu on April 1st 2021 at 4 o'clock in the morning. Millennials are just boomers with different dogs. Change my mind. Man, woman, guy, straight, bulk, right, young, old, rich, poor, ugly, millennials. I took the Tide Pod challenge, but I did it the right way. Now, my clothes are fresh as daisies. I win. Believe it or not, the millennial generation is the future Western world. So treat them with respect, yeah? Millennials. As an open-minded and embracing cisgender heterosexual male, everyone else. Nonsense. What if you? Millennials neither asked you to provide participation trophies, nor originated the idea of safe spaces. How millennials think. All of my previous bosses had the same irritating trait. They wanted me to show up on time every day and put in a full day's work. Who can work under such conditions? Brace yourselves, millennials. Because your mama is the only other person who would. Boomers say millennials are addicted to smartphones. Watches TV every spare moment for 50 years, ignores entire family. Walk into a pub, can't immediately see friends. Take jacket off cautiously, look extremely constipated. Thanks for a life of crushing debt. Millennials strike back. Stupid millennial losers. I'm not like you at all. I'm sorry for being a geek. You can do it. When you're just an old street performer trying to earn a living, and a random millennial shows up and does your job at no pay for fun. Joker. Millennial taxi driver. Tide Pods. Hygieners. Millennials. Millennials. Gen Z. Hey Jude. What's going on? Teenage rebellion. Millennials. Duck yeah. Stick it to the old people. Millennials who say shut like wholesome heckin' chunker. Learning slurs and finding gore videos on 4chan in 2006. Millennials. The 90s were a golden age for morning cartoons. Morning cartoons in the 90s. Dust for Prince. I found Prince. No. Linger Prince. I don't think so. Millennials eating Tide Pods. Boomers overdosing on horse dogs. Millennials and Gen Zs waiting patiently. April 20th 2069. Millennials. I hate my life. I want to die. US Army. Okay, here's World War III. Millennials. Well, now I'm not doing it. Millennials after coming out the womb. Millennials finding out that the crown virus is only killing boomers. It isn't fair. Millennials when a minor inconvenience happens in life. The escape plan. Millennials. Gen Z. Gen Alpha consisting of Elsa Gate kids and Skibidi toilet kids. Nobody. Millennials in 50 years. Boomers. Millennials are addicted to their phones. Also boomers. All millennials or Gen Z. Drafted millennials when the officer tells them that there's no auto aim and they can't respawn. Something ain't right. Millennials be like, terrible service. 5 stars and 20% tip so the sage jot can pay their bills. No one. Millennials in boomer comics. Zoomers or millennials want health insurance and to not be in crushing debt and to not die in a hurricane. Boomers, I diagnose you with communism. Unlike you millennials, I can write in cursive. Whoa, this is worthless. Boomers. Goddamn millennials and their participation trophies. They even want one if they lose. Also boomers. Vietnam veteran. Cold War veteran. Huge massacre of millennials trying to raid a military base in the middle of the desert. Creating a manga where people run fast. Boomers. Raising millennials. Why are millennials like this? Literally anything happens. Millennials. Men after seeing their wives neek. Millennials after seeing their girlfriend in bikini. Mile only beard and ace after a girl smiles at me. Monkey syndrome. Symptoms. Monkey. Boomers. Millennials. Gen Z. A guy gets massacred in his apartment. Millennials realizing the property value of the apartment will drop. News. The world is going to end. Millennials or Gen Z. Millennials every day. I want to die. Millennials when a virus hits. Millennials are killing the doorbell industry by texting here. Gen Z. The English language needs more gender neutral pronouns. Millennials. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We are all dudes. Hey. Houses boomers could afford with a full-time job. Apartments millennials can afford with 2 jobs. Boomers. I hate my wife. Gen X. My wife took my kids. Millennials. My wife left me for a woman. Gen Z. You guys are getting wives. Boomers. How could you sexualize the word step? Millennials. Shut the duck up. You sexualize the word baby. When you're a alien eating in your cell on a Friday and a bunch of millennials starts unzipping their pants. Crown virus only kills 0.2% of people under 40. Depress millennials, so you're telling me there's a chance. 109-year-old woman said secret to long life is wanting to die. Why won't he just take me? Millennials. Good news. We are not dying. We are going to live forever. Young read more books than older generation. Research finds. Study of American millennials finds 88% of the under 30s read at least 1 book a year, compared to 79% of their elders. Boomer. Impossible. US Air Force vows to shoot anyone who storms Area 51. Suicidal millennials. It's like, I was made for this. Retirement. Millennials in their 30s with no savings. Millennials finally buying a house. Millennials chilling watching their 173rd historical event in real time wondering if they should make their car payment. Millennials before age 35. I've lived through a whole dark age and 3 supposed end of days. Millennials when a company doesn't sexualize their waifu from 30 years ago. Where's Baba? Millennials going through 3 economic depressions, a pandemic and a potential world war with dozen other catastrophes all before hitting 35. Millennials after the 37th once in a lifetime catastrophe happens. Man, this some all bullshit. Millennials living through their 3rd once in a lifetime crisis within 5 years. Millennials, I don't know how to make enough money. Me, observe. Motocross bike. Moon. Level 17. Reach 5,000 meters. Best. 4,926 meters. Vehicle best. 2,163 meters. Millennials, boomers give such bad advice. Millennial advice. Sonic says, give up on your dreams and die. Millennials likely to be first generation that will not have to die. Millennials literally bond over their desire to die. You're stupid ace scientists. Pull some shit like this. Millennials, kids today dress dumb as shit. Millennials in 2005. Millennials living through their 2nd once in a generation economic collapse. Millennials, climate change will kill us all if we don't do anything. Boomers, sorry I can't see where that's my problem. Also millennials, calls Cupid 19 boomer a mover. Boomers. Millennials be like, dying for your country. Dying. Millennials on the internet, when someone insults Elon Musk, peace was never an option. Millennials, why do boomers think our humor is so weird? Also millennials. Be right back, I gotta peep. Millennials' extreme hatred for baby boomers is totally unjustified. Gonna cry? Millennials 70 years from now living into their 100s because they strengthened their immune system from eating all that ace. Millennials, my body is a temple. The temple. Millennials, Why do boomers have to judge us for the stuff we like? Don't they understand we just have different interests? Also millennials, when they see a kid enjoying Fortnite, yeet the child. POV. Millennials looking at apartments within their budget. 300k millennials raid Area 51. Funeral homes. Starts. Millennials are buying homes because of their dogs, not their children or marriages. They want a better yard for their best friend. And I'm proud of y'all. Millennials and Gen Z's willingness to die. Area 51 thinking this is a joke. Millennials, quit whining. I paid off $150,000 in student loans and own a $400,000 home because I save. It's not that hard. I make coffee at home. Bus instead of Uber. Shop sales. Had parents pay off my loans and buy me a house because I'm daddy's special boy. Got Hulu with ads. Millennials are privilege. Low pay. Extremely competitive jobs. Highest levels of anxiety and depression. Student debt. Housing market. Climate change. People who say millennials look stupid also went around thinking this was cool. Just remember that. Millennials are so spoiled and entitled. Millennials, is it rude if I ask my employer to pay me? Millennials are so entitled and coddled as kids. You raised us. Old people, you millennials can't take away our right to drive. Also old people. Millennials are so inconsistent. Oh, you wanna die and you want healthcare. Grow up. Gen Z. Kids born 2000 to 2004. Millennials, have fun being associated with them forever. People, why are millennials so depressed? Those same people talking to millennials. You're pathetic and sad and empty. Why do millennials complain all the time? I don't know, man. We watched 2,000 people die on live TV when we were 10, and then literally nothing ever got better. People who've been calling millennials snowflakes when the law requires them to wear a bit of cloth. Millennials be like, don't hurt my planet. I don't wanna die. Also millennials, seaside is bad ace. Every boomer to have existed. Millennials who know how to use a VHS tape. Survey, a large number of millennials are literally attached to their phones all day. Silence boomer. Shout out all my millennials who are trying to make moves to plan the rest of their lives, but are also keenly aware that there is no future. Baby Yoda is Minions for millennials. Never before have I been so offended by something I 100% agree with. Crown virus. Boomers who want to live. Millennials embracing adult. Millennials embracing adult. Area 51. I have an army. Millennials. We have a Florida man. What is the greatest treat faced by millennials? Nuclear war, 16%. Climate change, 16%. Ben Shapiro, 69%. 2000s emo and scene music. Teenagers. Millennials still listening for approximately 20 years. Anyone over the age of 40 breathes. Millennials. Shut up, boomer. What baby boomers wanted in the future. What millennials want for the future. Seaside booth, 25 cents. The government thinking that we forgot. 500k seaside millennials showing up. Every millennial guy's first crush. When a millennial pretending to be a zoomer calls their dog a doggo. Mind your business. The average millennial is thousands in debt, has little in the bank, yet loves vacation. Imagine you get brutal eared and dismembered, and a millennial with 3 million followers and a Baby Yoda mug tells your story and they say you were unalived. I laughed way too hard at this one. I'm going to hell now for sure. How to jumpstart a millennial. A millennial who moved from Canada to Florida said the weather and housing are great, but the politics and healthcare could push them out. A millennial moved from Canada to Florida in parts for the weather and cheaper housing. 90% of millennial couples look like this. I hate how painfully accurate this is. My most recent ex and me. Why aren't millennials buying diamonds? I work at a grocery store. Ridley Scott blames millennials and their ducking cell phones for his latest movie flopping. Ridley Scott after his movie failed. I'll never forgive the millennials and their ducking phones. World War III trending today. Every depressed and suicidal millennial who is not in US or Iran. Wow, congrats. I don't give a duck. Millennials. Tarzan's last words. I miss Vine. A good way to tell elder millennials from younger ones is to shriek sing peaches come from a can at them and see what happens. Me as a Gen Z having nearly nothing in common with millennials, but still having that meme bond that unites us. Millennials replacing engagement rings with diamonds embedded in their lingers. Boomers. Read. It's been proven that millennials read more than boomers. Screaming. No oh 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 oh. BuzzFeed. Anything bad happening? I bet the millennials did this. Boomers. I heard she went to. Looks around nervously. Whispers. Therapy. Millennials or Gen Z? LMAOOOO. Y'all guess what my therapist told me today? Some millennials out here really wanna talk about kids these days and cringe TikToks. Like we weren't the generation of XD I'm so random lol cheese. And I made you a cookie, but I eat it humor like. Go look at your 2003 DeviantArt posts and get humble.